Welcome to episode 23 of the Rise Fitness and Nutrition Podcast. I am your host, Carlo. Today, I would like to talk to you about something that really is important in whatever you choose to do. It's about the things you can or cannot control and how to help you focusing on the right ones. Happy listening! Focus on what you can control. In this incredibly simple concept lies the foundation of any transformation journey, and probably of every other type of journey, now that I think about it. Although I thought about this in a previous episode a few weeks ago, I would like to dive a bit deeper on this idea, as it is very easy to struggle on items for which we can do nothing about, instead of focusing on what we can do. So let me do this through some examples to help you understand. Carlo, I don't understand. I check my weight every day and the scale keeps going up and down without any reason. It's so frustrating. This is a very common situation and I dare to say it's a very normal one. I check my weight every single day and it goes up and down for reasons that are more than often random. Maybe I drank more water approaching bedtime. Maybe I ate more salt during the day. I worked out super heavy the evening before. I didn't sleep enough. And I can go on for so many other reasons. The point here is, I focus on what I can control. And it is almost my mantra. And in this very specific situation, I can control the data over the course of a few weeks of my scale. What do I mean? I mean that after 2 or 3 weeks, I should be able to see a trend in my body weight. Is it going in the direction of my goal? Is it not? Well, then I had to work on my nutrition a bit more or be more consistent. This I can control. The reasons behind the daily fluctuations, I mostly probably can't. So why even bother? Carlo, I had drinks and dinner out yesterday. Way too many drinks, way too much food. My progress is ruined. While this is another very common feeling, the feeling of regret and guilt after a night out with friends or family, let me help you putting this into perspective. To think that one night out will ruin the progress you made in a week or more is like thinking that if you don't cross the street right now with this traffic light, you won't be able to cross it for the entire day. Or, for example, if you run out of gas in your car, you will have to buy a new one from zero with a full tank. Though those examples do sound illogical and ridiculous, it's the same type of paradox with the dinner and the drinks. Having more calories 1 or 2 nights in a week will not automatically make you fat. What can you control here? You can control the rest of the week, for example. If you do calorie cycling and know that a night out is coming, you can stay a little lower during the week to be more flexible on the night out. You can eventually have one less drink or one less piece of cake and enjoy the time with your friends equally. You cannot do any of those? That's alright. You can control the fact that the day after, you'll just go back to your regular diet and be done with shaming yourself for a great time with your friends and loved ones. There is no need to punish yourself, you know? Also, progress is not linear. And yes, it takes time, but with consistency, even if you are off track sometimes, you can go a long way at a sustainable pace for your sanity and the quality of life. Carlo, I don't have time to work out. I'm too busy. Life is unpredictable, fair enough. And we have all things to do and a very busy schedule. Sometimes we can fix it ourselves. Sometimes, well, we get an unexpected call, a meeting, or something to take care of last minute and boom, the workout window is gone. While, again, these are things that we don't necessarily control and we are left to deal with as they come, you can and should be able to have your own schedule in control to find a moment to take care of yourself and get them muscles working. First, because it's the right thing to do for health reasons in the long term. Secondly, and specifically if you have a body goal, because that's the best way to help you reach it. Well, actually not the best way, but the most efficient one. Now here, I didn't say that you need to go to the gym every day and do strength training 2 hours every time, okay? If you only have 15 minutes available, go for a walk with your favorite musical while listening to this podcast. Wink, wink. You want to do something more? Good. Do some bodyweight squats, some wall push-ups, standing calf raises, glutes kickback. See? There are so many simple exercises you can do by yourself in a very short time. The question is, are you mentally busy? Or are you seriously so busy that the only time you have for yourself is when you're sitting on a toilet? I suspect that most of us feel mentally busy, and even when we have time available, there is always something else distracting us or making us feel like we ain't got no time. And this, yes, this you can control. Next time you spend 15 minutes melting your brain scrolling down on Instagram or TikTok, don't then come and tell me that you're too busy to even go for a walk or do some very simple exercise. If you spend your evening binge watching something on Netflix until 2 a.m. to then wake up at 7 to go to work and you're smashed the evening after because you didn't sleep, don't tell me you can't work out because you're tired. Because it's not your office that makes you tired. It's the fact that you lack sleep that makes you tired. See what I mean? But believe me, I say this from the point of view of the procrastinator that I am. So I can call BS for myself. And I can call it for you if needed. Don't believe me? I spent 3 days in quarantine in an hotel room that was extra tiny, with just enough space for my suitcase to open and the entrance door and the bathroom door to open as well. Sounds pretty packed, huh? Well, I had a choice. Complain that I had no space and spend 3 days lying on the bed wondering how great it would have been if I had space, how much workout I could do, or move my suitcase away and in a tiny space that I had, do some bodyweight squats and push-ups. Guess what I did? I found time and space to work out. But believe me when I say I am very lazy. The thing is that when you realize that you can't control the hotel room you spend the quarantine in, but you can, on the other hand, control the time that you spend in that situation, the perspective changes drastically. I need the motivation to start training, working on my nutrition, or anything. I need that. Well, I'm sorry to break this to you, but motivation does not fall from the sky and hits you like a thunder, so that then, and only then, you'll be able to take your to-do list and crush it, item by item. Be it a workout, be it a meal prep, be it whatever you have there. Motivation comes when you start something and you see initial small results or you feel good about it. You cannot control the arrival of motivation, but you can control the fact that you can start to do something. Action brings results. That brings motivation. That brings more action to get better results. There is nothing else to say here but get up and do something. The more you wait, the less you'll do, as there are always an infinite list of things that can come first for an equally reasonable looking amount of reasons. And I am sure, you really can tell by now that you can control what you choose to listen to. Just stop waiting for something that will never come unless you work towards it. I want to share with you one last concept that seriously helped me put things into the right perspective whenever I thought I had no solutions or possibilities ahead, both in fitness and in other situations. Be aware. Being aware wins. When you are aware, you can have a vision on what's going on in you and in your proximity, and can make the right decisions. I'm not saying that if you are aware, you can control the uncontrollable. I'm just saying that when you're aware, you can understand that there are choices to make, and that you can make. It takes patience and dedication, but it's ultimately the key takeaway behind today's podcast. You can focus on the infinite reasons against you, or you can pick the one that will help you pull through and move forward. And as much as a cliche as it sounds, The choice is entirely yours. And I can repeat this to you 1,000,000 times, but if you don't want to do something, you will not. So be freaking aware. In times when you think there's no chance, no possibility, nothing that you can do to get up and work out or control your nutrition, remember, you have choices. That's it for today. I know it might sound a little harsh, but think about it. You always have a choice. Whatever you choose to do, it's your choice and yours only. I hope this was useful to you as it was useful to me throughout the years. And if you like this podcast, I'll give you another choice. If you want, you can put a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. That will help me a lot. Thank you and happy rest of the week!